Hello friends, welcome back. My name is Monica, and in today's video we are stopping in at an antique mall in Florida, and we're looking around to get some vintage fall decoration inspiration. One of the best ways to embrace the changing of the seasons and incorporate more of that style or decor into your home is with color. And if you have things that are already in certain shades that represent the seasons, for example, with fall, we all think of orange, brown, rust color, yellow, your deep purples, and even deep reds. So these are the things that I'm taking a look at. And when it comes to a lot of the glassware or vases, some of these things are very easily changed out. And you can, of course, add in some flowers or just put them on display. And it really brings out that nice vintage feel for fall. This booth really had it going on with the colored glass. As I was saying, I feel like it's one of the best ways to incorporate seasonal decor or change things up when, especially as collectors, some of us already have these things laying around. They just need to be brought to the forefront and displayed for the season. I'm probably going to be going with more of the natural muted tones to decorate with this fall, but I love looking around, gathering inspiration from these vintage items and antique items, and this antique mall was huge, you guys. So we spent a good amount of time in there, but there was no way we were going to be able to look at every little nook and cranny. So I am just touching on some of the things that I thought were really cute for fall. A great thing to shop for if you're going for more of a vintage look are candlesticks or candle holders such as this one, and then adding in colors of the season, and that's going to be a wonderful addition to your fall decorations. You also can't go wrong by shopping for vintage books to add to your displays or bookshelves. This booth was screaming fall and all of the holidays within it. Once I dug a little deeper, I noticed a lot of really excellent pieces. These gourds and pumpkins were Williams-Sonoma. I also found some baking trays and different types of dishware. I really love all of the colors that I was seeing, and this was a really great spot for some inspiration. I thought this whole area just gave such a great vintage feel. The candlestick on top of a book, and then adding in some dried florals or floral picks or sprigs of berries. A really simple yet effective way to get that wonderful vintage feel for fall. Something I had so much fun beginning to collect last year were these vintage amber colored glass bottles. And I found out a great deal about them as I researched more. There were a few displays or booths in this mall that had these for sale. So much to look at with just a little amount of time. I bet you there were some bottles that held poison or some interesting things inside of them at some point, and it would have been really neat to take a look at almost all of them, but I didn't have time for that, but something about that amber color, the brown colored bottle really does just say fall, and then adding in some baby's breath or florals really can make a nice display. I always recommend to take a peek at the artwork. You never know what you're going to find. There are some really cool pieces, absolutely some seasonal pieces that I found too, and not too crazy of prices, which is always a plus, especially when you're shopping at an antique mall. If you are a basket lover such as myself, shopping at an antique mall is typically a gold mine for baskets. And I really love to see the different styles that are out there and vintage ones especially. And I didn't know about the Longaberger basket brand until last year. And I believe it was a vintage Christmas video of mine. One of you shared that with me. And it was so fun to learn about that and do some more research about the brand. And I found out they're each handmade. They are made with maple wood, which makes sense. They're also gorgeous. I would fill it with some apples or little pumpkins, and there we have a very classic fall display. I always gravitate towards handmade items like this. They remind me of both of my grandmothers, and they are excellent ways to incorporate vintage pieces into your home. They're made with love, high quality, and they will stand the test of time. Plus, they bring in those cozy, warm feelings that you especially want to feel in fall. This was another fun display that had some really great handcrafted items for sale. I like to see all the different colors that people choose to style with and work with. And I know I've mentioned it in a video before, but I do feel antique malls are one of the best ways to get some inspiration, see what's out there, and see what you may need to bring home with you. I thought this piece was so beautiful, but I decided I did not need it, and I certainly do not have the space for it at this moment, so I left it behind. Let's hit the road, head back home, and I'll show you what I did decide to bring back home with me. There you have it, my little purchase from the antique mall. I've got my own Longaberger basket. I love baskets for their practicality, and I just love the way they look, and I can't get enough of them. This is my very early fall touch of decorations. I probably won't do more until after the baby comes in a few weeks. And subscribe if you are into looking for vintage items, thrifting, antique mall shopping. Porch makeover coming very soon. And thank you all for being here, and I will see you next time.